Well, I have signs of another death nail in the coffin for the petrodollar. It seems like Russia has consumed the majority of the oil market. Hold on here. I'm gonna show you guys a new kitty I'm gonna have here shortly. That guy out there, see that's Gandalf. That's Dixie. Dixie right there. That's Ginger, and that's Gandalf. That little guy out there. Where's he? Where's my finger at? That guy right there. That little guy. I call him Poof, the magic dragon, because every time I see him, poof, he's gone. But I've got him to where he's almost come up to the front door, and I think I'm going to get him to where I can get him to come inside and adopt him and get him spayed, neutered, get him a good house. But anyhow, back to Russia. I love cats. I also love dogs. I have 4 dogs. Let's see if any of them are outside here. Oh, yep, there they are. 2 of them. That's Huckleberry. And that's Sheba. That's my Ridgeback. And that's my Mutt. 2 others are out back. But anyhow, this story is about Russia taking over the oil market. Now, since America lost its petrodollar, or is losing its petrodollar, something has to replace it. By God, this story confirms to me that Russia is going to be the second world reserve world currency. Here's the story.
Brutal sanction campaign against Russian energy, Moscow is now trudging towards eliminating its next target, the Brent crude. And the first shot has already been fired. Hello and welcome to TFI Global. The foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis are coming true. According to Bloomberg, key Russian ministries, domestic oil producers, and the central bank plan to launch oil trading on a national platform in October. The aim is to achieve sufficient trading volumes to establish a pricing benchmark between March and July of 2023. The new benchmark will not only help the Kremlin evade sanctions on its energy trade but also kill the West's plan to impose a price cap on Russian oil. The global oil commodity market is currently dominated by WTI crude and Brent crude. The Russian Ural oil brand is sold outside the exchanges, mainly through direct long-term delivery contracts. Now, there is always a lack of transparency in the process of setting the price of the commodity. Only the counterparts of these off-exchange transactions know the price of the traded oil, and this price-setting process is heavily influenced by the pricing.
Okay, I got to step in here and say something. About 2 months ago, I saw a story that the BRICS nations, mostly Russia, was looking to do a commodities-based monetary system. So if they were not lying a couple months ago about wanting to start a commodities-based monetary system, listen again. Watch this video again. Put it together.
Of WTI crude and Brent crude. All in all, Russia has little control over the Ural oil trading market. This will change once Russia's own benchmark goes online. There are ample reasons to believe that the Russian benchmark will eventually dominate its WTI and Brent counterparts. As of today, Russia's grip over the world oil market is much stronger and tighter than what it used to be years ago. Russia has tactfully gained ground in emerging markets of Asia, mainly China and India, by banking upon its heavy discount regime. China's imports of Russian oil and fuel rose by nearly 250,000 BPD in May, topping 2 million BPD for the first time, with India taking Germany's place as the number 2 destination for Russian shipments in recent months. This rising cloud of the Russian Ural oil brand will make it easier for Russia to market its upcoming oil benchmark. The other arrow in the Russian quiver is its ability to neuter competitors through its discount regime. According to data provided by Platts, a barrel of Urals has been traded with no more than a $4 discount of Brent's price over the period from 2010 to 2016. For emerging markets across the world, the Russian benchmark will soon become a preferred oil commodity market, thus dimming the future prospects of other oil benchmarks. The new benchmark will also make the Russian energy more sanctions proof. For instance, the G7 nations have already announced plans to squeeze Russian oil revenues by imposing price capping on Russian oil. According to Business Insider, despite offering a steep discount to its allies, Russia has pulled in nearly $100 billion in revenue from its fuel exports in its first 100 days.
Russia has pulled in nearly 100 billion in its first. That's $1 billion a day they're making.
Of invading Ukraine and pulled in $24 billion from Chinese and Indian buyers alone in the first 3 months of the war. For Europe, this is a threatening trend. So, in Germany last month, the G7 leaders announced, we will consider a range of approaches, including options for a possible comprehensive prohibition of all services, which enable transportation of Russian seaborne crude oil and petroleum products globally, unless the oil is purchased at or below a price to be agreed in consultation with international partners. US Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has already embarked on a tour of Asia with stops in Japan, South Korea, and Indonesia this week to seek support for the US idea of capping Russian export crude oil prices. However, the West's plans are highly unlikely to succeed since major powers like India and China have shown little confidence in the price capping idea. Russia's oil revenues are climbing, its oil market is running hot, and the Kremlin thinks it's the best time to destroy the hegemony of crude Brent and take back control of the Russian oil market. By announcing the launch of its oil trading platform in October, Russia has already fired the first shot.
All right, so mainstream media doesn't tell you this, but it's going to happen in October. So, as an uneducated idiot who quit every school he went to, except for Lutheran Redeemer, kudos Lutheran Redeemer, I actually made it through 2 years there, it was in middle school. Looks like Russia is, as the lady said, firing the first shot, and it looks like in October, financial stuff will probably be happening. Look in the oil industry and whatnot, America will probably, after the clown in charge leaves and we get a real political system again, one that we can trust, unlike the Chinese system, if it is indeed possible for us to get back to being able to trust our government. Hopefully it is. We showed in the last administration that we can produce some daggone oil and export it. So it looks like, and here's a prediction from Neil's Han Dynasty, where the Han Dynasty rules. America and Russia will be the leading oil producers of the world in 5 years. That's my prediction. And we, America, the continent of America, Canada, and the United States, have more than enough oil to compete with Russia. And that puts away the Saudis, which I know for a fact in a couple of years are going to run out of oil. That's why they went to a tourist economy half a decade ago, over half a decade ago. That's why they're building all these fake islands and everything, because they knew their oil reserves are fading. They're draining down. They're not infinite. And the whole oil thing is going to change from Saudi Arabia to Russia and America. So now we don't need that little proxy of Saudi Arabia for the petrodollar to be the world reserve currency, which only lasted 50 years. We can come up with a new dollar, backed hopefully by gold and other commodities that are sound, kind of like what Russia wants to do, and we can follow Russia's footprint, make a commodities-based monetary system, start producing oil again, and retake control, reassert our control over the world. Oh, I have someone here that wants to say hi to you guys. Bye-bye, Gandalf.